So how are you doing today?
I'm doing better than I was yesterday. I'm doing better. How are
Ah,
you doing?
I feel optimistic. I feel I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I hate saying this because it sounds like a cliche. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there's something shifting.
Come on.
No, but usually we don't find out what God's shifts are. So
Shift in the
it's
air.
usually like something like, oh, I didn't know this was happening. So we were talking when we were driving back about a love you had for preaching,
Mm-hmm.
and we decided we're to just discuss what do you do when like your love returns for something. Yeah, what do you do when your love returns for something, or on the flip side, what do you do when the love doesn't return?
Hmm. Um, a lot of times for me, I don't realize that I missed something until it's like super evident that it's gone. Like if I get a reminder of like a point I was in at like a high point in that area, I literally don't realize like how sometimes you just like, when you're on a raft or something in the ocean, it's different than being on a raft in a pool. Like you ain't going nowhere in no pool. You could literally take a nap and not be too concerned, but you cannot do that in the ocean. Sometimes I feel like I don't have I've kind of drifted and didn't realize it because I done took a nap on a raft in the ocean thinking that it's a pool.
Okay, so this is where it's good, where we have some differences on how does that, what triggered you to say like, hey, I think this love for something that I had before is coming back.
Yeah, so someone shared a video of me ministering. I was preaching, but it was a conversation. It was like a really intimate setting with women, and it was like 9 years ago. And this is pre-marriage, addition of a child, everything. And that season I was in is literally when I saw the video, it brought me right back to that season, and it was a very submitted season, fully like engulfed in God. Like I was seeking Him like crazy in that season.
Do you find, because you'll be honest, do you find that when someone goes from being single to married, it's harder to serve God?
I wouldn't say harder to serve God. It's all about a mindset. Because if you think you're gonna be the same way you were before marriage, that's when you're gonna get. Would you be doing that? That's when it's because you didn't shift in your mind. Mm-hmm. Your whole life shifted, but you still holding on to this old mindset of when you used to get up when somebody would call you in the middle of the night and you go praying for somebody, or you up all night talking on the phone with your sisters, because y'all done found revelation in the word. Like it's a different ball game.
So why do you think God honors marriage? Paul talks about, when you're married, like you're tending to the things of your spouse. Why do you think, what did that shift do for you?
Mm-hmm.
When you got married and you said you felt like you drifted away from ministering and the way you were doing it?
Mm-hmm. I think before I even can answer that, I have to give context, like as to what our life is like. Cause like, hey y'all, right? Like we were both single for a long time. Like I think it was like, I don't know, how long was it for you? Like when you were serving the God, the God, when you were serving God,
the God,
Jesus, He's the only true and living God. Let's just be clear.
Like you're serving God.
Listen to me in the inboxes. Okay, so, but like it had, like I had given my life to the Lord when I was like 25, like for real. And I got filled with this Holy Spirit. So like transformation started happening. I was like on fire. Like I was reading constantly. You had to like make me put the Bible down because I was so intrigued by Him and I wanted to learn so much more. And so I went for like a period of like 10 years where I was celibate, focused, in ministry. You know what I mean? I was walking in ministry, deliverance ministry with my sister. And Yo, I was just out there. Like God's calling was just like boom. He
Launch
was
my
making.
podcast, but I actually hate all the back end stuff: scheduling, editing, YouTube uploading, thumbnails, titles, the description, all of that. We hear you, and we've made something just for you, our done for you podcast service. We do the scheduling, the uploading, the editing, all of that, so that you can just do what you do best, which is talk about your mission, talking about the problems you solve for clients, not all the headache stuff. Now here's the catch: it's done for you. So all we need you to do is record at least 20 minutes a month, and you'll have a month worth of content for your podcast and also for social media if you choose to use it. Let's talk, let's connect, and let's get this headache away from you so you can go be on the beach. Look in the description.
And connection, right? So it went from that time of like just being one-on-one with God for, I was a mom, but I still had a support system where I was able to do a lot of ministry work, like uninhibited, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I say that respectfully, uninhibited, because I just mean I was in full control of my decisions in regards to how I moved. When God would say, like, let's do this, I would be like making plans and all night if I wanted to.
Do you feel that he stopped making like demands like that when you got married, or do you feel you chose not to answer the demands if there were some?
No, I definitely believe God, he literally repositioned me, because I would try, like I was on autopilot. Like one thing about me is like, and I know it can drive people crazy sometimes that are around me, but like when I find what works, I can stick with it. Like I've been eating the same Cheerios, the same meal, like once I find that rhythm and I'm like, that's it, I could wear that same shirt in different colors for the rest of my life. Like literally, that's how I am. So when God starts shifting and I'm still in the same old season, because I'm like, yeah, this feels right. Like I can do this, I can minister this way, and I love ministering the gospel in this way. And then he shifts and he's like, yeah, I need you to get more into your nurturing versus nature. Like you have a new baby, you have a new husband. Like I need you to now minister to your family. And I'm like, how? I tried to minister to y'all the same way I was ministering. Read the word. What the words say. And it's like, okay, like, can we have some real life conversations? Yes, we're getting into the word, but like, I didn't even want you to pray with me for a long time. Because I was like, no, this is my time with the Lord. What you doing? Like, what we doing over here? You know what I'm saying?
When we first get married, we don't realize how selfish we are.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're by yourself. Like, for people who think that you'll get married and all of a sudden, like, how people are like always yearning to get married?
Yeah.
And then when it happens, you have to realize like there's going to be a lot of switches that they don't turn on as fast as you think they do. It almost feels like you have to like sacrifice how you thought about it. I know for us, that switch didn't turn on right away.
No.
And it was like trying to merge two separate different lifestyles, two separate different like mindset patterns, and then trying to do it while just a blended family, a new baby on the way in the first year.
Yeah.
How do we survive?
God, by the grace of God, because seriously, it was like for me, loving consistency in one area and loving like routine. Like I thrive off of routine. Nothing was routine about our first like 3 years of marriage. So I always felt like I was like, what am I doing? What's happening? And so with all that, I didn't even. It's almost like I just stopped doing what I did prior. And in the ministry side, and God was cool with it. Like that might sound so weird, but like God gave me he would give me so much room and space to like literally dive into the new season, but I would still be like, something's wrong. And then I would feel the grace lift. Like I would try to go back and minister and do all these different things in the way that I used to do it. So I would be consistent in my effort, but then like God would be like, I ain't in that.
I think it's because like when God shifts seasons, he usually shifts the season before we're ready. And so he's like usually like the Bible talks about him being like Alpha and Omega, like beginning and end.
Yeah.
And we're usually like, wait, you didn't give a lot of confirmation, you didn't give a lot of context, you didn't give me the green light or the red light.
Yeah.
Where did you see, and we'll talk about like what you see now, where did you see, what do you think we could have done differently? And this should help people too. What do you think we could have done differently coming into those first 3 years of none of us are trying to shift, but God's like, I'm trying to give you both a completely new life, and you guys are holding on to what you think is life?
I literally think, and this might sound so corny, but I think you need to do a farewell party. Like, I think literally get a whiteboard and just like your side, his side, or whatever, vice versa, and write down all the things God has told you. Like all the things that you've done, right, for God. The things that he said he needed from you. Minister, become an elder, whatever, preach the gospel, whatever it is, and write all those things down. And then together, both of you like erase each other's sides. Like, I think there has to be like a physical
flesh and blood
action
does not reveal that
unto thee, right? Like,
I wouldn't have thought of that.
I think it's I think it's an act of renewing of the mind. Like, I think you gotta physically let that thing go, and then actually it becomes a true offering when I let you erase my side and I erase yours, because yeah, I think that's a great exercise.
Let's do this because we're in a more healthier place than we were our first year. What's one thing you would erase from mine then? And then I'll tell you one thing from me. And we're in a healthy place, so this doesn't turn into a, I didn't know you. I got one would erase from me too.
You got one? I probably would have erased you being a musician.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that one.
Yeah, because then we wouldn't have been traveling all over to all these churches as you had to play for.
Yo, shout out. I had told Jamaica over the course of my my Christian life, I think I played for 15 to 20 churches. Like legit. There was one time I was playing for 3 churches every Sunday.
Yeah.
And one was in Meriden. One was in Hartford, and then one was in Manchester. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yep.
I think the thing I would have erased from you. I'm gonna just say this because this is our podcast. This is no shout out toward. This is no like shade towards the place I'm saying it. I'm not gonna say. If it was my own podcast, I would
be easy, homie.
I would have said, can you sever ties with this certain place we keep going back to?
Okay.
Because the outcome would be the same every time we left.
Okay.
Okay. I wouldn't have thought the music one.
Yeah, the music one was a thing for me that I would have been like, because then that also wouldn't have made us obligated every Sunday necessarily in one space as well, if that's not what we wanted to do. You follow what I'm saying? That was a very big contingency for us. It's like, well, I got to play. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay.
I think if you wiped out music on mine, I would have been happy, but I would almost use it as you made me do it versus me making the decision to say, this is not something I want to do.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like, I'm talking about erasing something that God has already said, it's okay, y'all. We're making anew. I'm making you now two have become one in every aspect. I'm not talking about us like, I'm not going to be like, Drew, just, stop playing. And you're like, the Lord still wants me to minister. Like, I can't.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like where God is like, both of y'all have the liberty at this moment to start afresh, erase the whole board. And doesn't mean some of those things wouldn't come back to the board. You know what I'm saying? But it would be you and I both saying, this is what we're about to do for us. Because it's like before those two boards were separate, and that's what we did. We brought 2 boards, let's like both of us trying to drive 2 cars at one time, talking about we going together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You ever like You know what I mean? Like, you ever follow somebody somewhere and y'all supposed to be arriving together? Don't do that. Y'all supposed to be arriving together, and then all of a sudden, and you ain't got 2 separate GPSs, and all of a sudden that person either leave you, or then they got to park, hold up, catch up, and wait for that person to catch.
I've never experienced that before ever in my life.
Whatever, yo. That's what we was doing. It was like, oh, I forgot you was following me, or I forgot we was riding together. Oh, I forgot we got to show up at the same exact time. You know what I'm saying? In order for us to get in, because I got the tickets.
I love that example of the whiteboards and the cars. I think we did not realize that when you are joining together, something has to die.
Ooh, that's good.
Because you cannot join. Like, you cannot join.
Mm-mm.
Like, back in the Bible days, like, it was blood that was exchanged.
Yeah.
For them joining. Something has to be given up. And I think, like, you hear it, but you don't realize if you don't give it up, you're going to prolong so much stuff that I'm still going to ask you to give up later.
That's the thing. You know what comes to my mind? Like, you don't put old wine in new wineskins because it'll burst. But it's like, that burst might not happen immediately. So even though you know, like, yo, we should not put this old wine in this new bag. And it's like, but I put it in there. And nothing ain't happened. So see, like, so it must be different for me and you. Me and you are different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different anointing and grace for our bag. And it's like, then all of a sudden one day you come trying to get a good swig of juice.
It burst.
And that junk just burst. Not only did it burst out the bag, but it then destroyed everything in the refrigerator because it just leaked on everything. You know what I mean? And so then other areas of your life start being affected. And you think it was just that one area, and it's like, no, because you put new wine in old wineskins. That was good.
I'm stuck on the whiteboard thing because, like, we've done a lot, and we both like using whiteboards to brainstorm and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. When would that have happened? When we got married or before?
Way before. Like, remember back in the day, I remember, like, I used to be like, I remember being at like a conference or something, and I was speaking on a singles panel, and I was like, they were like, when should you tell somebody that, you know, that what you're called to?
I was there.
And, was you there? Oh, yeah. We were just starting dating, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, from day one. And Cass was like, no, you can't be telling people because you got people out here that try to sabotage you. I was like,
and
yo, we're not.
85% of the people who said that are still single. Legit.
Crazy.
Are still single. I was agreeing, like, yeah, you should tell them.
Yes.
So you don't.
And I'm like, let's not waste no time, because, like, if I'm called the pastor, and I know that God ain't gonna change His mind about me being called the pastor, especially that's a specific 5 gifting ministry of Jesus Christ, right? So it's like, that ain't gonna change. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but if you like, yo, God did not say anything about that in my life, that's up for discussion, because I'm not going to forfeit what God said because we about to be in covenant together. Like, I'm sorry. Like, to me, y'all might have to hit us up in the inboxes, but no, I think that's absolutely wrong.
I think that's because if you're a disciple, you can think like that. Mm-hmm. If you're serving God out of, like, obligation and based on just going to church, you're going to think as soon as a potential spouse comes, that's it. Like, God answered the prayer, that's it. Versus, does this person even, like, will they even align with what God might call me to do 10 years from now? Yep. Versus, you know, I'll fix them.
Well, see, you might end up dating a prophet, though, a true prophet of the Lord. And they might be like, yo, that wasn't the Lord that called you. That was actually your uncle. And he just wants you to take over his dying church, okay? That's a different story. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm talking about when you know that God has called you, you don't forfeit it to appease marriage. Because God is not an author of confusion. He ain't going to call you to something and then send your husband if you believe that God is in the midst of bringing the two of you together. That would make absolutely no intellectual or even spiritual or biblical sense.
How do you think now, if God brings back something that you loved, He brings it back, how do you approach that where it doesn't become what it was before the same exact way?
I think that's actually one of my biggest challenges, because, like I said, when I saw that video, my womb leapt. Like, I was like, oh man, I want to go back. when I say go back, like I used to you would have to rip me away from the word. Like I would do my work or whatever. I was a diligent employee, but every free minute I had, I was in that text. And that's just not my reality for my current life, right? Don't get me wrong. You all definitely make space for me, especially you, honey. Like, I mean, our kids gonna do what they do, but you make space for me. You're like, take time for you. Go be with the Lord, go spend time. Go and be in fellowship, But that's my biggest thing, not going back to how it was and really asking God, what was that about? Like that leaped in my womb. What really leapt in me? Was it that I was the season that am I yearning for the season I was in, or the delivery that was displayed in that video? Because I'm not the same woman that's in that video.
I think it's neither. I think it's honestly the thing that leaped in your womb is the next key for the next door. And that can be just like if your car battery's dying, somebody charges it with a bigger car. Like that jolt is so big. You still got to run the car, but that jolt actually like restarts that engine up again. And I say that because even on this week, like we've had some encounters and stuff like that, but we've been able to see like, why is God pushing her to be so passionate about this thing?
Yeah.
And then we see like, all right, this is why. So if I bring back that old season and it's not in this lane, you'll miss the new lane and be in that old lane being happy versus being purposeful and like just serving like the new lane. It's kind of like we had said earlier, like when I ran the gym.
Yeah.
Conquer was like my life. That was my identity. And like, it's sad to say that, but it became my identity because
I heard the Lord just now.
What did he say?
He said that was the problem.
That was the problem.
I love you. Yep. Yeah. Jesus.
I can tell. Premium offer. Let me tell you why I think it became that. I had a real big sore of not having a degree and a real big sore of thinking that I wasn't smart. Yeah. I didn't go to college. So when I started training, I started training people because people were asking me. Yeah. I was in fitness because I loved it as an outlet for me, as I still do. As I still do this day, as an outlet for me. Yeah. When people started training me, it made me go into a lane of, well, if I have to be in this lane, and there are people who have more degrees than me in this lane, and they're better than me, I have to overcompensate, and I have to become one of the best where I'm at. Yeah. To even, it was as if, like I was saying this in the episode before I did. I always felt that I had to work twice as hard for everything. We've said it before too, like, why can't we just get something the easy way? Right. Like it's always like a fight or a wrestle or everyone, like even when I put things together, the instruction says 1, 2, and 3. I'm going 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. But I felt that I had to compensate to even match up to where they were at. And lo and behold, like they weren't the competition. It was me like accepting that, hey, like if I'm in this arena, I can grow and be better. But I was like, yo, I have to be one of the best.
Here's the crazy thing, though, right? Like, everywhere we go, let me ask you this question. Everywhere we go, inclusive of being at the airport 3 weeks ago, right? We in the airport. What did you hear somebody say out loud? In Atlanta airport. We from Connecticut. What did the man say? Lion? Conquer? Yeah. What did he say?
Drew Lion.
Drew Lion or something like that. We in the airport don't know people down here like that. And somebody say Drew Lion because you got the Conquer Fitness Lion on your book bag and they recognize it, right? I say that all that to say, what are your main takeaways when you've run into people that have been a part of Conquer in these past, how many years has it been? 8 years, 9 years?
I don't know.
About 8 years.
Started Conquer in 2015.
2015? Okay, then that's over 10 years, right? Sure. So when you run into them, what are the main takeaways? What do they usually say when they see you? Because I got it all in my head. Because
you say, I'm like...
What are one of the main things? I'll tell you what I've observed.
Yeah, 'cause she's always like, what did you get from that? I'm like,
I be like bringing out the feelings. Will, let's talk about how are we feeling. Okay. There has not been a time that we have not gone out. That's why I used to, actually, when we lived in Connecticut, I used to be like, yo, can we just go to eat? We can't even eat without somebody coming up and like, Drew, my man, yo.
I didn't want that either, though.
Yeah, but it was automatic. They would say, I miss you, coach, or I miss being with the people, or remember that time I snatched that thing and I never knew I could snatch it? Yo, remember that time, I wasn't even working out with y'all and all of a sudden I jumped in and came a part of Conquer Games? Like, that was crazy. I think I've been number one. Like, it has always been the sentiment of the people being touched and their lives being changed. Mm-hmm. It was never about, I never heard anybody say, yo, you had the best equipment out here. I go to Planet Fitness now. No shout, no,
we didn't have
I'm just saying, nobody ain't never said, yo, your equipment was the best, homie. Like your space was better than any gym space. No, they always mention how their lives were impacted and how they feel the loss of it when they see you.
And I want you to keep going with that.
Yeah.
Because I want to show the teeter-totter.
Yeah.
In my head, the wrestle was, I never had the best place. Mm-hmm. I never had the best. We were in a church. We were in...
That was the best, y'all. That was the best.
Second floor of a church. Literally, a second floor of a church. We started off in a closet of a supplement. Of a supplement company. Mm-hmm. And then we ended up in the back of a gym. Mm-hmm. We were in the garage, the track. So my wrestle was always, I don't have the best equipment. I don't have the best facility. Mm-hmm. I don't even have trainers. So for me, it always was inadequacy. So that's where the overcompensating was always coming back up. Like, if I get this equipment, I'll look like a real gym.
Yeah. So for context, I started training with Drew before we even had a love interest, before he was smitten by me. You feel me? But he was he was always appropriate at the gym. It was never anything weird. But I would get up 5 o'clock in the morning. Remember, I was like, I would never go to the gym at 5 o'clock. You got the wrong girl. And you started doing them 5 o'clock classes. I was the first one there. It was
Legit, yeah.
I just wanted to be there. I wanted to be there with all the women, particularly, and there were fellas there too. But the women would not let you, you get tired. They'd be like, let's go. And I had a really hard job then. That's when I was executive director. Yeah. I had a really hard job, and I would get so encouraged, you could change the world, girl. You could do this. Just from waking up for that 5 a.m. class and starting my day. It helped me physically. I was in the best shape of my life. But mentally, it gave me courage to stand. I would put my suits on and go to work and be standing there and feeling like I can conquer this. That's what it did. Yeah. So it's well done, good and faithful servant, completed task, completed. Yeah.
It was that was one of the things. That was one of the things. If I wish I knew it, I wish I knew what I knew now then, because I would have structured that completely different when we got married.
Oh yeah, but what if that whole thing was about you meeting your sugar? What if for real? What if that was just it?
I was gonna try to imitate John Mayer when they asked him about
Megan.
They asked him about the 2 years of hell that he went through, and he was like, "If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have got Megan."
That's what he said.
And he was like, "I'll go through."
You gotta shed a tear though. You're gonna be him.
No, and that one he wasn't crying.
That one he wasn't crying.
He was like, okay. I'll do 14 more years to get Megan.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
If that was it was well worth it. No, seriously, if it was well worth it. Mm-hmm. I think I didn't come to grips. I didn't come to grips with it. I mean, remember, I used to be mad, just mad about it, not knowing that it became my identity, because it was the thing that eventually I would say I don't want to walk up to somebody and the first thing they start asking me is fitness questions, and fitness advice and stuff like that. But Yeah.
That was inevitable though. Like, and he's like, remember the guy? He's like, you lift weights, right? It's like, you can't even go in the grocery store. You even got no bag or nothing. They just, look at those guns you got on your arms.
And I'm always covered. So, all right. So God shows you something, you feel it wakes something up in you. You mentioned you don't know how to actually go about that thing. What do? Do you let it just wait, or do you try to pursue something without God giving answers? And I'm gonna take it first because I think if you try to pursue it without God giving the clarity, I think what'll end up happening is you'll create something that He's not asking you to create. And usually in transitions, it's really, really easy to create something that you had before the same exact way, because it's going to bring a thing of comfort to you. But He might be having something completely different or a different scale. How do you balance out? Do I pursue or do I just wait for more instruction?
Yo, I've learned that baptism through fire, because God will give you you know how them little outline coloring books that we give Lee, and she just go to town with coloring without. Sometimes they got numbers in the boxes. Number 1 is pink. Number 2 is orange. And if you're not following instructions, you will just create your own little masterpiece. And at the end of the day, you get an F for your assignment because you didn't follow the instructions. Yo, that's been my MO for longer than I ever even want to, acknowledge.
Wait. Let's go down the list of how to help somebody.
What?
The last thing got was like a type of coaching. And all of a sudden, we were like, yo, he's calling us to do that for a business. And then we were like, maybe he was...
Are you talking about 360?
No. Oh. Coaching.
Oh, okay.
And we're like, it starts with an S. It's like, maybe he's calling... maybe he wants us to benefit from that, and we're about to make it a business or something like that. Or we had a 360, a 360 photo booth. God did not say to create a business out of it.
Yep.
And we had a business out of it. And we felt the tension. Every time we had to go out of some sort, it was like, something's not right. We're missing something. I don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. I'll go by myself and do it. We've learned, I can say, if he says something, ask him what the next step is. He had said something about starting something when we were at a prayer. And I was like, all right, he said that. I'm going to ask him what's the next step he wants me to make. Yeah. Versus me go and create something that he's like, I just put the seed in you right now. Yeah. We're going to water it.
I think sometimes we be like friends of God, like Abraham. And it's like, Abraham, I ain't tell you all the things I'm about to do for you to go make a move. Like, I just told you I'm about to do something in your life. Like, and I want to just show you because I'm excited. And I know that you'll give me a yes. And we're like, bet, roger that. I'm on it. I'm going to build it today. He's like, yeah, no, I was just kind of like sharing with you some of my thoughts and some things that I have envisioned for you and your family.
Rather staying excited about where you're at now. Yeah. Like, your current is not all broken up, even though you have like issues and stuff like that, but it's like, stay excited in the current part before you think that I can only get excited when he gives this next release or this next season or something like that. So we're coming back for more. We have some business to take care of, but anything you want to say before we...
No, this has just been good. Just be good to yourself and pivot when God tells you he needs you to pivot, even though he might have told you something that you still haven't saw the fullness of it yet. But just if he tell you we're going left right now, go left. Don't make him wait. I promise you, it will just make the journey. What is it? How long was it? 11-day journey?
For 40 years.
40 years? You don't need that, boo.
11 days. Yeah. For 40 years.
You don't need that.
And they didn't even make it in.
Didn't even make it in. They died in the
less than 10% made it.
Was it just Jacob and his family? Who was it?
No.
Caleb?
It was Joshua.
I mean, yeah, Joshua and Caleb. That was it. They were like the rest of y'all. Yo, y'all ain't got the flavor. I'll put the flavor in your ear.
We're out of here, guys.
Flavor in your